Traveling the back roads and highways. Sinatra said it best, I do it my way. Welcome to the channel, nice having you. I'm driving on the boulevard, streets and avenues, and now I'm passing you, speed demon gassing you. I surpass, driving fast, now I'm asking you to hit the road, make it win, never if. You see me ballin' like my name was Steve Smith. Road trippin', school's not in session, Pete way to be dippin'. Breaking travel records cause the competition's slippin'. Hit the concrete and the wheel I've been grippin'. See you later suckers, I've been zippin'. Breaking speed limits like a Mario. See me in the city, in the country, in the barrio. I got a new ride, cold as icicles. Always hit the road in the latest vehicles. Road trippin'.
If you were to ask me the trivia question, what is the biggest city in America you've been in but never gotten out of the car in, I would know the answer to that question, actually. It's the 348th biggest city in America, Erie, Pennsylvania. And that's where I am right now. My brother and I drove through here 30 years ago. We never stepped out of the car, but I've been to all these American cities, and most of them I've actually walked around in. This is an exception. So yes, I've never been on the ground in Erie, Pennsylvania, but I still count it anyway. All right, fine. I'll open the door on the interstate. All right, are you happy now? My foot is actually scraping the interstate. I have touched the pavement in Erie, Pennsylvania now. This is downtown Erie? Underwhelming. No wonder I never got out of the car here. Welcome to the weirdest national park in the United States of America. This is Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Now, most national parks are grand. Think of like Yellowstone, Yosemite, Grand Canyon. But this is a strange one. I mean, there are only 63 national parks in America. It's a very special designation. And this is just a bunch of trees, a couple of roads. There's a river over there. There's couple of houses, like old houses like this. There's like a restored gas station, which is kind of interesting. Here you go. We are in Lakeview Cemetery in the Cleveland metropolitan area looking for the grave of President Garfield, our 20th president, and one of the 4 assassinated presidents as well. Assassinated only 6 months into office. Very brief term, and he was only 49 years old. Now, if you know me, you will not be surprised in the slightest that one of my 350 travel goals is to see every single presidential grave, as well as every single presidential birthplace. This is without a doubt the most massive grave of any president. I mean, some of the former presidents have just like a little headstone. Garfield has this entire building right here, so this is huge. Now here's a little known fact, that there are exactly 20 steps leading out of his very elaborate tomb, because he was the 20th president of the United States of America. So that was designed on purpose. And I only know that because I just heard the tour guide say it, so I kind of stole that one. Oh well. And just a few feet away from Garfield is somebody who is considered to be one of the wealthiest people who ever lived, multi-billionaire in today's money. And that is none other than John D. Rockefeller. The name is still famous to this day, even though he lived 100 years ago. And only somebody that rich could afford a massive obelisk for his gravestone. Can you imagine? That's your gravestone? I mean, the thing is like a mini Washington Monument. Unbelievable. And as grand as Garfield's burial spot is, his birthplace is so obscure compared to other American presidents. It's just this little cabin back here. There's practically no signage. No fanfare. There's just this building up here where the mayor of the town has his meetings. It's like a town center. And then here's the place where Garfield was born in 1831. And for a presidential birthplace, since of course you know I've been to all of them, kind of obscure. Not a lot of attention drawn to it. Just kind of hiding back here in the woods on a major busy road. And there's one statue for President Garfield when he was a young boy, it says. A young hunter out here on the plains in 1831. Kind of looks like actor Alec Baldwin. Here we are at one of the most iconic zoos in America, the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo. All right, we're gonna go try to find one of the rarest species featured in the Cleveland Zoo, and that is the Siberian tiger, otherwise known as the Amur tiger. And they live in the far eastern reaches of Russia and China. There are fewer than 400 left in the entire world, and they're actually breeding them here in Cleveland. And there were a couple of babies actually born last year, so we're gonna go hopefully see them. Hopefully they're not scared off by the overcast skies and the current drizzle that's chasing away a lot of animals. So here at the zoo, they feature the eastern black rhino. There are 3 of them here, and there are fewer than 700 left in the entire world, all living in southern Africa or in various zoos across the world. So this is a very special animal we're about to see here. And now a 30-second look at their indoor facility. And in different states in America, I've seen airplane graveyards. I've seen subway train graveyards. I've seen school bus graveyards. This is apparently the statue graveyard in the Cleveland Zoo. All the stuff that they don't have on display, just kind of sitting here all wrapped up. Kind of weird. In my continued quest to see all 124 professional sports teams at their home stadium, we are now at the Cleveland Guardians baseball game where they play the Washington Nationals out of Washington, D.C. today. And there is a lot of drizzle, so we hope that it's not canceled. And of course, when you're at a Cleveland Guardians game, you gotta get the loaded nachos. That's the thing to get here. You got chicken, you got chipotle crema, you've got salsa verde, you got your corn, you got all kinds of great stuff in there. Another one of my insane 350 travel goals is to ride all 16 subway systems in the United States and Canada. There are only 2 in Canada. There are 14 in the United States. And guess what? Out of the 16, I've ridden 14 of them, only lacking the Cleveland subway and the Baltimore subway. And guess what? Here comes the Cleveland subway train right now. Check. Down, 1 to go. Now, every Christmas on television, you might see A Christmas Story being aired, a 1983 movie about a Christmas that was dated to 1940 in the film. And we are here in Cleveland at the house used in A Christmas Story, where a lot of interior scenes were filmed, all the exterior scenes were filmed. Now, the scriptwriter, Gene Shepard, and the narrator for the film actually said he was looking for a house that kind of reminded him of his childhood home, and they found this one completely by accident, but they couldn't find the owner when they knocked on the door. So they went across the street, and he was at the bar that still stands today. And they walked in, they said, "Hey, we want to use your house for the movie." And he said, "Absolutely not. I don't like Hollywood." So they wrote him a check for $20,000, and they said, "How about this?" And the guy said, "Absolutely, you can film in my house." And the rest was history. They also have this amazing museum that has all kinds of original pieces from the actual movie. It's really impressive. And they even have this massive gift shop with all kinds of souvenirs. I mean, they went all out on this thing. And both buildings are located right across the street from the house. But now it's time for the next leg of my journey, Detroit.
Sunbeams forming a shadow far afield. We're floating, just carry by.